Hello and welcome to another joyous, undefeated since the last time we talked episode of the Silver and Black Coffee Hour,
Not the first time.
Austin-based Spurs podcast. Another 3-game win streak for this Spurs team. They've
We'll
done
get into accountability buddy time, okay?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Aaron's feeling a little defensive because he didn't believe.
Not I'm owning it.
Okay.
I'm owning it.
Well, Aaron's ready to own it. Aaron, how you doing other than owning it?
I'm great. I'm good. Things are good. There's a crispness in the air. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I'm starting to think about my Christmas list.
Yep.
You know?
We should do next episode. We should have a section where we just talk about Spurs things that we're thankful for. I think that's a pretty easy segment idea. Zach, how you doing, buddy? Zach Montana.
I'm doing great. Was at the game on Thursday, so I got to watch good basketball this week. Weather's great. I'm gonna be 10 pounds heavier next week when they see me on camera, so it's all good, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it has been good basketball this week.
Where do you gain weight, Zach?
I don't.
Is it like
I don't.
Is it going to be in the tum?
It's going straight to the mustache.
It literally goes somewhere I have no idea. It just evaporates off my body.
You just get denser.
Yeah, it just evaporates.
Enjoy it now, friends.
I will. My mom called me fat the other day, and I was like, yo, what? She was like, you're looking a little tubby.
That's
Mama Montana, we're not here to body shame.
Yeah, she's going to see this, too, because she's an avid watcher of the show, so hope you feel bad when you watch that, Mom.
Zach
I'm not getting into that.
Zach came in all sad today. I was trying to cheer him up.
Because I got called fat by my mom.
Well, you know, look, we're trying to be a positive impact in the community, and you can be a positive impact in our community if you like and subscribe and comment to this podcast.
Don't call me fat, though.
You can.
Well, I think that's just begging for someone online to do that. I don't think they should.
Well,
Right.
only if they mean it.
This is a body positive podcast, I would say.
Yeah. We got some other news though.
We do have some other news.
Tom, you've acquired a new title in your life.
I have.
Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. It's a huge honor, and it was very unexpected. But I was asked to be the new editor of Spurs on Sports Illustrated, their Spurs website. So thank you.
Congratulations.
The GOAT Petrini.
Is really like I said, it's humbling, it's exciting, it's I can't wait to get started. Matt Guzman, who we know is very
shout out, friend of the show.
Has been doing great work over there. I'm excited to work with him. I'm just really, really stoked, man. I got to call my mom and ask her if she remembered those Sports Illustrated for kids that she fed me growing up, and it's really wonderful. I am super excited for it. Obviously, this show continues, and we'll get some of our stuff up on there. I'm sure we'll talk about some of the stories that me and Matt and potentially other people, potentially even you, will be writing over on that site. But it's really exciting. It's something where I was thinking about it and we talked about it, and it was like obviously a lot of hard work and dedication and pounding the rock for 10 years, but it's something that I never would have got here without love from my family, my partner, from mentors and peers and readers and viewers, and the love that we share for Spurs basketball is why I'm here and why I continue to do this stuff. And it's been I was moved because I was trying to write it all out and get it together, what it introducing myself and talking about my dad, who sort of set me on this path, and losing him and finding my community, right? And you tweeted it out from the Hawks game from David Jones Garcia. I'm proud of myself, and I hope my dad's proud of me too. And it was great because I was trying to figure out how to wrap it up and how to explain why this means something to me, and then we got that. And
But what I'll say is what Mama Castle said is we're all proud of you too. But
Thanks,
stay
man.
focused in all caps.
I will stay focused in all caps.
Is this before or after she called you fat?
Well, Mama Castle.
Mama
Oh,
Castle.
Mama Castle.
Never body
Mama
shamed.
Castle. Mama Montana though.
Yeah.
She'll let you know.
I can't keep up with everybody's moms.
You may have a slightly higher BMI than Steph, but we love you all the same.
Yes.
This
that's all
ain't
that matters.
heat culture, y'all. We're not measuring anybody.
They're going around pinching the guys.
Well, Tom, I think from us, we want to say congratulations. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
You're someone I've looked up to in this world, in this realm, and it's a blessing to do these things with you and be on this podcast. So this is something that you deserve, and we're very, very proud of you.
Thank you, man.
Incredibly proud of you, Tom. I know you've worked really hard, and we've been a small sliver of seeing that work, but you've been grinding, like you said, for a decade on this, and man, I'm excited to see you edit and be in this kind of creative space around Spurs and the community for it. So,
And I just want to thank
Yeah.
you guys because, this show and the work that you guys have put into it has allowed me to stay close to this world after I had to, leave my job at Ken's, which was wonderful, but also the local news I couldn't do anymore. And I needed to, I couldn't stop doing Spurs stuff, but I needed to do it on my own terms. And doing this with you guys has been, really incredibly meaningful to me. So, yeah, it's always more fun doing it with your friends. And, yeah, love you guys. And really, really excited for what comes next.
love you too, man.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
It's the
But
guy
hey-
right here. It's the dog.
Really appreciate that. We are going to take a less emotional pivot
Yeah.
out of this. Just real quick, Tom already said it. Nothing's happening with the show. We're still going to do it. Tom just happens to also work for Sports Illustrated. So that's cool.
That's super cool.
That's very cool.
That's fucking
I'm
badass.
cool with it.
Yeah. So we're still planning on keeping our programming and everything consistent, or as consistent as we can with our various schedules for you guys. With that being said,
More wins to talk about.
yeah, let's get into this last week. The Spurs were without Victor Wembanyama, and then Steph Castle got a hip flexor in this Kings game we're about to go into. Jordan McLaughlin hurt himself in practice with a hammy, and Dylan Harper. Everybody made a big deal out of him being out of the boot. I feel like he's been out of the boot longer.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, the Spurs have been a little bit of the hospital soft tissue Spurs right now, and yeah, let's get into it. Tom, you covered the Kings game.
Yeah, so basically, Spurs came out swinging in this one, hit 8 of 17 from 3 in the first quarter, while the Kings went, I think, 1 of 9 from distance in that period, and then from there it was just sort of managing that lead. Pretty much wire to wire for the Spurs, who controlled throughout. Luke Cornett, who thrust into the starting role with Vic out, made a couple of those threes happen with some really good offensive rebounds. I mean, the offensive rebounding we talked about, as soon as they acquired Luke Cornett, was like a difference maker skill for this team. And then we talked a bit after those Warriors games, like, where's Jeremy Sohan? What's going on here? Especially in the absence of Victor Wembanyama. In this game, came off the bench with Kelly Olynyk. Really love that pairing off the bench. Really cool. Very complementary skill sets in the front court for those two. Double-doubles from both Keldon and Cornett. Fox, 28 and 11 against his former team. They did lose Castle to the hip flexor injury, which is very annoying. Something that jumped out to me that I asked Mitch Johnson about was 38 assists for the team in this game, which is like a top 5 single game assist total for a team in the NBA this season. 11 for Fox, 8 for Olynyk, who has sort of shown himself to be a bit of a playmaking hub. Sort of that, like, dribble handoff, everything's going around him. Is he going to hand it off? Is he going to throw, a skip pass? It's giving me like Spurs Pau Gasol type of play style, with the outside shot. And I've really enjoyed watching him. But Mitch on the assists, this is a quote from him. "We got out in transition, got some stuff in the open court. We did a good job also against their aggressive pick and roll coverage at times, hitting the pocket or hitting the open man, and then letting the second or third guy that touches the ball have an advantage." But that's basically how this one went. Fox, Cornette, Harrison, Barnes with 20 points, my stars of the game. One more star of the game for me. Where we sit, we look across, and we can see the Spurs Jackals, right? And Russell Westbrook was like flailing around the court for a lot of this game, and some of that flailing resulted in him at the free throw line. He's at the free throw line. He's sizing up his shot, and the Jackals are making a lot of noise, but it's like meaningful noise. It's like drawing attention to something. And I look up, and what they're drawing attention to is a man with his butt facing the court, and he's in some sort of like leotard. I later realized this was a Nacho Libre costume.
Oh yeah,
right?
I've seen him in the
Nacho
games.
fan,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's great.
He's great, Spurs Nacho, and the crowd is all, the Jackals are all pointing at him, right? And his butt is to the floor, and to Russell Westbrook at the line. And I don't know if Russell Westbrook saw this, but he was just like clenching his butt cheeks, like the scene in Nacho Libre, and Westbrook missed a shot. So impactful home court advantage.
We'll take
Spurs
it.
Jackals.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the next game, because you said someone very peculiar in that game, and the next game against Memphis. Well, there's a reason in human evolution that we've seen us evolve as a species, and same with the sport of basketball. We've seen cavemen create tools and creates more efficient places of shelter, like, we're in a house, and other times in our lives we could have been podcasting in a cave. And this game was a rock fight. This set back the game of basketball, I'd say, to 1996. It was like, if you guys, have y'all ever been in a rock fight before, where you and your friends just throw rocks at each other?
Sounds very elementary schoolish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It's not fun.
No.
No.
No, it's like,
There's a lot of danger.
yeah.
What's that line from? Is it Roadhouse, where he's like, nobody wins a fight?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, thankfully we won this game against the Grizzlies. Thanks to going on an 11-0 run to close out the game. Thanks to former Western Conference Player of the Week last year. Around this time, Harrison Barnes.
Reigning Western Conference Player of the Week of the Year, Harrison Barnes.
Well, that was my bad last season for sure. Man, him and De'Aaron Fox in this game were great. I think De'Aaron, I'm going to be talking a lot about him on the show today, but two vets really took over in this game, despite Memphis having 17 more shots than us. Talk about the offensive rebounding. We had none of it in this game, but this has been kind of a trend of this fourth quarter. Seemed to lock in, seemed to do well. So, yeah. Shout out to the sickos out there that were watching the Grizz game. And then, Zach, you've been at some monumental games this season. You were at the Heat game.
What I will say, though, is Harrison Barnes, you talk about evolution of basketball, right? Harrison Barnes showed you the evolution of basketball, 3 different shots in a row to end that game. The hook shot, little 70s vibe, then a little fadeaway in the paint, a little 90s take, and then a step back 3. That's definitely modern day basketball.
You forgot that dunk he had in the lane, which I was like, He's still got
dunk.
that. The Unk Dunk heard round the world.
Do you remember the evolution of dance, like early
Oh, yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
video? He did that in the final 2 minutes of this game, and then
Yeah.
Josh, did you see Josh's video? Josh Paredes put up a video where it's like you gotta do the Harrison Barnes challenge before you
The
leave
hook
your
shot, the
next
fadeaway.
shoot-around.
Yep, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
No, but that Atlanta game, I was there. Fun game to be at. Honestly, thought this was going to be the hardest game of the week, and it kind of translated out to be that way. I feel like this was a dogfight deep in the game. The game started out with 15 three-point attempts for the Spurs in the first quarter. I can't wait to touch on this a little later on in the show with the the Wemby-less Spurs and how they're playing basketball, because that's been a trend that clearly they're trying to replicate through these games. 15 threes. They were down 6 at the end of the first quarter, but a season-high 46 points in the second quarter with David Jones-Garcia coming off the bench. The game was 34-28 when he jumped in. It was 62-46 when he jumped off the court. He was all over the place. Spurs went to halftime with a big lead. Then, of course, for some reason, there's something to do with this. I can't wait to talk about the fourth quarter. We'll have to talk about the third quarter eventually here as well on this podcast. Poor third from the boys. Couldn't get it going. The Hawks came right back in the game. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I mean, my God, he could not miss a shot. Every time he put the ball up, I was like, I don't think he hit the net one time all night either. So fantastic from him. And then once again, let's fix the issue. Throw David Jones-Garcia back in there. In your shirt defense in the fourth quarter, there was a play where he was gets a great defense, gets a rebound, looks up, full court pass to Julian Champagnie. You're like, okay, he's feeling it. Next play down, rips Jalen Johnson. You're like, okay, another dunk. A few possessions later, gets a rip again on Dyson Daniels, a dunk for himself. The Spurs had 5 dunks in a row in the fourth quarter to blow the lead out.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Go for it.
Julian Champagnie,
he got
to your
one.
family and your people. Man, we're so excited and happy.
You got one.
You have been wanting that for 3 years, and I have been wanting that for you for 3 years.
Victor Wembanyama on the bench said, he finally did it.
Yeah,
Wemby looked like he saw a ghost, but a really cool ghost.
It's like he finally did it.
Yeah, congrats to you, Julian Champagnie.
Hammer
amazing.
Dunk.
Yeah, they Spurs had 5 dunks in a row. Spurs averaged 4 dunks in a row, four dunks a game a few years ago. So the fact they got 5 dunks in a row in a game was awesome. They blew the lead out to 116-103 when that happened, and there was no looking back. De'Aaron Fox casually took us home down the stretch, a few and ones. It was great from him. Interesting stat of the night. I keep talking about the 3 points in the first quarter, and I will not talk about it until we go to high praise and stuff like that. But it is an interesting stat because I want y'all to be aware of what I'm bringing to y'all. But the stars of the game, David Jones-Garcia, plus 25 on the bench in 19 minutes. After the game, we talked about it. It was humbling to be in the room with him and hear him talk about what the sport means to him, what he means to the teammates, what the teammates mean to him, how they've been supportive. Mitch was laughing and making fun of him about how he was nervous in the Memphis game. It was awesome to see. It was one of those where were you moments where it was like, this guy clearly means the world to him. And I can only imagine what it means as to put yourself in his shoes and do that. It's great from him.
Look, as a DJG day one, I saw him in Vegas in person. I saw him chopping it up with the team there. People definitely saw this summer this potential out of him, and for him to come in that second game against the Hawks and he was put in there instead of Lindy Waters.
They threw him in there and said, we need you to change the way the game is played, and he did. I mean, they would look at the score when it was 34-28, Spurs are down 6, 62-46 when he's coming off the court. I also want to give a quick shout out Julian Champagnie, 5 or 10 from 3. If you can keep shooting like that, take 10 threes a game. I do not care. And Keldon Johnson, 25 points. Finally found his 3-point stroke, 9 from 12 from the floor. That's the glue guy. When he plays well, everyone else plays well with him. So, shout out to him.
Jones-Garcia, I think, also sort of earned those minutes in the previous game with Memphis because, he's basically the 5th point guard, and this is a game where they needed their 5th point guard. And Mitch said something to the effect of box score is not going to end up on SportsCenter, but he played 7 minutes, and he played 7 minutes of the exact brand of basketball that we want to play. And
He's gritty. He gets in your shirt and makes you work. I mean, Sean Elliott was on the broadcast like, "What am I watching?" When he ripped Dyson Daniels again. I mean, these are grown NBA players, and he's all up in their skin. And it's great to see.
Absolutely. Well, fellas, it's time for us to take accountability. It's time for us to become our accountability buddies and discuss where we went wrong in the last week. Once again, I feel like I was the most adamant, vociferous in my take, and maybe I just need to tone down my rhetoric. It's a little much, I guess. I said last week, and guys, I'm gonna need my. Will you be my accountability buddy?
we got you.
Will you be my accountability?
I got you.
Thank you. I said we were gonna go 2-1. I thought that Hawks game, they were coming on strong. They're actually like backsliding a little bit right now. And we went 3-0. So guys, forgive me for
What a terrible thing to take accountability for. Damn, we won one more game than expected.
Look,
Shit.
we're we're trying to do this accountability. So I appreciate y'all accepting that. What do you guys feel like you got to be held accountable?
You can go and I'll go on mine.
So, I have nothing to apologize for the last show because I was basically completely right. I said
You said.
I said they're going to go 3-0 and they're going to have at least 2 blowout wins. The blowout wins part, like it was like 12 points, 10 and 9.
What do you consider a blowout win?
So that's the thing. The Kings game to me was a blowout.
Yeah.
Right. Where
it's pretty wire to wire.
There was no stress.
There was no worrying about it. The Grizzlies game, you needed an 11-0 run to close it out in the last 3 minutes. But and then the Hawks game, I think, was like until like David Jones Garcia did what he did, took a 2-point lead to a 15.
Well, the Hawks had come back. They were up. The Spurs were up 19 at one point, and the Hawks took a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter.
So the Hawks and the Grizzlies both made it sort of interesting in the fourth quarter, right? This is what I have to take accountability for. I tweeted that like at no point in those 144 minutes of game time did it feel like the Spurs were going to lose the game.
It's a great feeling.
To me, right? That may just be me having watched this team for 10 years and most of, the previous 6, I haven't had that feeling at all. There's always been the pit in the stomach of like, ooh, are they going to find a way to blow this one? And that feeling never approached me in the 3 games that we saw. So that's what I meant when I said that. Was there a time when they, if a couple things went wrong, sure, here, yeah. Whatever. But it was the not even the knowledge, but the feeling deep in my loins that they're gonna figure this out, and that's sort of been an unfamiliar feeling for the Spurs and a cool one. So yeah, what about you, Zach?
So I'm going to be the bigger man here, and I'm going to take accountability for my boys. I'm going to look out for my boys and say, I'm going to take responsibility for things they're doing wrong. I think it's something I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still trying to put a pin on it. Like, what am I doing at halftime that's messing up the third quarter? Am I taking? Should I not go use the restroom? Should I not go get food? Should I keep not just like I gotta? Should I not move seats? Should I stay in my exact spot? Because for some reason that second quarter and first quarter they come out and they're unbelievable. Third quarter they're the 21st. They're the 21st team in the NBA in third quarter scoring, -9 or minus 0.9. Every other quarter they're in the positives. They're fantastic. So I don't.
Wow.
So for me, I think it's something I'm doing because I watch every game. I'm locked in every game. So I'm going through my checklist. Is it I did this today, I didn't do this today. I did this today. So I'm taking I'm taking accountability for the boys here. And
if you really think about it, you're correct. It is your fault.
It is my fault. And so I'm being the bigger person and saying
I think you need to hold it in.
Yep.
I think you need to not
food.
eat.
Yeah, no food breaks. I
think you should be fasting day of.
It's fair.
reach a spiritual mindset
Okay.
ahead of it.
Wemby vibes.
Make yourself emotionally vulnerable ahead of time. Yeah, I agree, Zach.
This is on me.
I
It's not on the
appreciate-
Spurs. They played great. They played fantastic. It's some I'm doing at halftime.
I appreciate your accountability on this, Zach, and it
Good
is
on
your
you, bud.
fault that
But
they
if
are
Mitch
in the negative.
or if
with
anyone's
the
watching and they want to be like, "Yo, we don't want to put it all on Zach. We want to get better," I'm cool with that too.
You're not a Make-A-Wish kid.
I'm just saying, if they wanted to just be like, "Yo, we're not gonna let Zach take full blame on this, and we'll meet him halfway in the middle," I'm cool with that too. But I'll take full blame if need be. So those are my guys.
Thank you for doing that,
Yeah.
Zach.
If I can just build on this in the basketball sense for a second, because there was a game where I think it was the Kings game where Fox had like 4 points at halftime or something.
And then 20 in the second half.
Right, and so, they.
What did he do at halftime? I need to go maybe ask him what he did.
I think that's what you need to do.
Right, I'll just ask
And
him.
we'll talk about De'Aaron Fox more here in a second when we go to high praise. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is high praise. We just took accountability for things that, we clearly have control over, like Zach in the third quarter. It's clearly been all his fault.
It's my fault.
And-
Don't blame the Spurs. It's me.
And not every man out there in the Spursiverse can take accountability like that. So, Zach, thank you again.
Yeah, no problem.
We are going to emotionally pivot again into high praise, a place where we can speak positively about some great trends that we've seen in the last week with this Spurs team. And it's 3-0, despite injuries. And, 2 of those were scrubs. One of them was like a solid team in the East.
Who was
good.
4-0 against teams in the West.
Yeah, it was 4-0, and they played well on the road. So, who wants to kick off high praise for us today?
I do, because I was just talking about third quarter scoring.
Go off, King.
And I took accountability for third quarter scoring. I will put all the accountability and all the praise with the Spurs on this one.
See, that's a leader right here.
That's I'm looking out for
Take
my boys.
accountability for the bad stuff.
But praise.
I did the bad thing. We did the good thing.
Yes. And the good thing they've done over the last 3 games and over the season, they are second in the last 3 games, of plus 6.7 in the fourth quarter over the last 3 games. And over the full season, they're plus 3.2 in the fourth quarter, which are both second in the NBA over those stretches. So they are a good fourth quarter team now for the time being. So that is my high praise. Guys, if you're going to have a bad third quarter, at least make the fourth quarter a lot better to counteract it. So plus 3.2 in the fourth over the season, second in the NBA, plus 6.7 in the last 3, without Victor Wembanyama, who is also top 5 in fourth quarter scoring. So kind of interesting to see how they've made that work without him being there.
Hell yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing.
I got some high praise for Unk. You guys remember in the beginning, in the preseason, when we were like, man, Harrison Barnes is like not hitting any threes. Like this I'm sure he'll come around, but this is a little, not great and concerning. Reigning Western Conference Player of the Week of the Year, Harrison Barnes, who may defend his title in this Wemby-less stretch. It wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me if we got another one. So we already talked about the final few minutes against the Grizzlies. Let's talk about what he's doing efficiency-wise. He is shooting 53, 46, 93 splits.
No, he's not, Tom. He's
is.
Mr. 100%.
Yeah, you
That's
missed,
true.
You missed that.
Shout out Sean Elliott and Jacob Toby.
Mr. 100% is actually shooting, true shooting percentage-wise, 72.4%. That is 4th in the NBA.
With names like?
With names like Jokic right ahead of him. And then the other 2 ahead of him, any guesses? You'll never get them in a million years. You could name every player in the NBA that you
then I
can
would get one.
pull out.
AJ Mitchell?
Not AJ Mitchell.
Who is it?
It's Goga Batadze,
Okay.
Not a real player.
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Oh, he is
Kinda
a real
real.
player.
So we're
Kinda
talking dudes who shoot 2 feet in.
Well, Kalkbrenner's just been insane. Goga, I always got love in my heart for Goga Batadze, but like this is an unreal efficiency stretch for Harrison Barnes. It's a big reason why they were 3-0 this week. It's a incredible kind of player to put next to Wemby, and when Wemby's not there and you need a veteran to shoot the ball well and take control of the game, Harrison Barnes, man. Harrison, who, by the way, the Kings paid the Spurs a first-round draft pick swap to take off of their hands.
No problem.
Let me tell you something. The Kings fans, I'm sorry you're going through this.
Kings fans don't deserve this. The
Um,
organization itself, absolutely, but Kings fans
agreed.
don't deserve this.
Vivek Ravadive sucks. Kings fans, you do not deserve this. Kings fans, I'm further sorry because my high praise goes to De'Aaron Fox. Man,
Let me stab it and spin the knife while it's in there.
this
Twisted.
I mean, whereas the Kings paid the Spurs to take Harrison Barnes off their hands, we made a little trade last season for him, and now that he's up and running, I mean, he's running. Just in the last 3 games, 26.7 points per game, 53.6 shooting percentage, 45 from 3 with 7 assists to 2 turnovers.
Mention how many threes he's taking per game though. It's 6+. It's not some low number.
He's putting them up. It's about 6, I believe. And then he is currently on track to have his most efficient season ever in his career with this team. And he still has not fully gotten ramped up with our young king on the bench, Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, I mean, this was the dude that we brought in for this, and I mean, I really thought that Kings game was like just a masterclass, and he wasn't forcing anything. He was dishing out. I believe he had 11 assists in that game as well. He just let the game come to him. And in the Memphis game, I mean, he capped it off with that windmill dunk. So, De'Aaron Fox, high praise from us. Well, now, man, I thought that was great. I'm like really hyped, and the fact that like we're being led by 2 former Kings is kind of funny.
It's I was thinking about it this week. The 2022 Kings and Spurs had a baby and went 3-0 this week. It's kind of nuts.
Well, let's get to some questions that we had from the fans. So thank you guys for contributing. I do think this first one though is from Zach, right? Did you write this one? So, what's been the favorite thing that you guys have learned so far about the Wemby-less Spurs?
I think for me, it's that this depth that we came into the season talking about. They've made these additions, these changes. Will it be impactful? It's real. The depth is real. The depth is real enough, and we talked about it all the time. In the playoffs, you need 8 or 9 guys.
You need more than that these days if you're looking at what the OKC and Pacers did last year.
True.
It's an even different game. You need depth throughout. Right. Sorry to interrupt, but
in an 82-game season, you need all 15.
Right.
Yep.
You need the guy on the 2-way contract, David Jones-Garcia, going nuts. You need all of it to survive these 82 games, especially when you have your star players on the shelf, right? And
well, it allows you to put your star players on the shelf and not be forced to play them through things.
The Western Conference is also allowing that right now.
The bottom half of the West is not great, but what we've seen from this team is that like ordinarily, if you were down your MVP candidate and
Rookie
2
of the
star
year.
guards and playing against anybody, you're gonna have a tough time, right? But the Spurs' depth is really, really real and good.
Agreed. I mean, it hasn't been the prettiest this week, but I mean, I talked about it last week. Is like a win is a win is a win, especially in the regular season. And to your point, Tom, on the depth side, I've just enjoyed what Mitch Johnson is doing. He is getting his money's worth as a coach right now, throwing out a bunch of lineups. Throwing out lineups sometimes that don't even have like a lead ball handler, and they're doing things. And it's not very descriptive, but they're working well. So
can I describe a little more, because there was one of those lineups popped out to me.
Yeah.
It was Kelly Olynyk at center, and basically 4 wings. It was Vassell, Sohan, Keldon, and maybe Champagny. And so you have, and they were joking around that Kelly was like, point guard too, right? But you have these wings, and that lineup did not get demolished the way I thought it would. It did not struggle offensively the way I thought it would, because there was just enough playmaking, just sort of all around it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you got, Zach?
So I got an interesting stat for y'all.
Throw it out.
You mentioned 17 threes were taken in the first quarter against the Kings. Where does that land for most threes taken in Spurs franchise history to start a game?
Really? Is that high?
It's number one all time.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say, 17 in a quarter. That's like, 60 plus a game. That's Missoula numbers.
Now let me
That's
go.
Missoula
Let me go
ball
one
numbers.
higher. They had 15 on Thursday. Where does that land all time?
It's got to be close
Third
to
all
top.
time.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is the Spurs started the season playing more inside-out basketball, getting Wemby going inside. What it seems like they're doing without Wemby is they're playing outside in. They're getting teams to step out and getting it. And the Spurs scored 60 points in the paint against the Hawks. It wasn't like they weren't just shooting. It's like they're shooting threes all day. No, they were getting in the paint. They're attacking. But I think they're with this Wemby-less Spurs. Mitch Johnson is setting teams up. They're like, okay, you want to just, we'll take it. We have guys that can. Julian Champagnie had 5 threes in the first quarter attempted. Mm-hmm. So what I've noticed with the Wemby Spurs is they're playing more outside in basketball and forcing teams to step out and then attacking the lane. They don't have Steph Castle right now, who's third in the league in drawing fouls on paint drives. So but obviously De'Aaron Fox covers that. But they don't have the backup, you can throw those guys and Dylan Harper and whatnot. So that's what I've noticed with this Wemby Spurs is they are starting games off by basically making teams step out and then attacking them after that. So our next question is, from the Pinot Spurs, is the front court Spurs depth around Wemby solid enough? Cornet is great, but is it enough to come playoff time? You mentioned Kelly Olynyk a little earlier, a little hub. That was very interesting that he was the point guard at one point in that Hawks game. They also read Harrison Barnes to the 5 at one point in the Hawks game. Jeremy Sohan played minutes down the stretch. I think there's plenty of front court depth. It's just how Mitch wants to use it. I think that's a pretty way. We were kind of questioning, what is Kelly Olynyk going to bring to the team? Well, there you go. That's exactly what he brings to the team. A guy that's a hub, high pick and rolls off him, running the offense through him. That was very interesting to see and happening so quickly with him being returning and okay, still see what you got. And he was aggressive. There was multiple points where I was like, oh, damn, Kelly's getting downhill, doing the Harrison Barnes slow up. It was impressive to see him work. So
yeah, I think the depth is good. I don't think it's great.
Never said great. Just it's
I
doable.
Sometimes with questions like this, and I think so maybe further to commentary that's made after, especially losses. I'm always kind of curious what are people measuring against, because it's this is the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Just get a dub.
Right.
Are these problems that you can diagnose that will probably pop up in the playoffs? Yeah. Here's just an example outside of Spurs world. Reed Shepherd on the Houston Rockets. In that first game against OKC, he kind of gets exposed as oh, the Rockets, when they go out there, it's attack Reed Shepherd. That's still going to be a problem in the playoffs. But right now, Reed Shepherd is he scored 27 points last night against the Nuggets. They also lost that game. But regardless, he's playing well. And so with this sort of thing, it's I think we have enough to get through the regular season. I feel depending on where the Spurs want to decide on the path and the acceleration of that path, if they're we maybe see a through line to a championship window now, which they've never really been accelerationists in this point. Though, talk to Jared Weiss. He thinks they're a championship contender right now.
Yeah.
Jared, please come on the show soon. And
he just said he wasn't willing to rule it out.
I know.
He said he wants to come to Austin and eat barbecue with us, so we'll get him on the show.
I agree, man. I'm loving having another positive Pete out in the space. So, with that being said, don't let me finish, Tom, before getting derailed there. But we're good enough right now. I don't know if we're fully there for a real-time championship run with this core, but we also haven't been healthy. So that's all I'll say on it.
Yeah, no, it's good to have options, right? And
That's what Mom always says.
I shout out Mama Montana. It's good to have options, and it's I think that the options of Sohan and Olynyk behind Cornet and Wemby, we talked about it a little bit before, but their chemistry already, and it makes sense. They have natural complementary skill sets. You've got the silky smooth, offensive, hub, shooter, passer, and combine them with the gritty, defensive, explosive athlete. They can do a lot together. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the front court depth. Ideally, you're not needing Kelly Olynyk to play a ton of minutes when it gets to May, but it's solid right now. It's solid for 82.
It's solid
That's
for
for sure.
82.
It's better than what it was.
Totally was. Now, this is more of a crystal ball question here as well. I believe this is from Pino Spurs, but I also am combining Phoenix King, your question, into this as well. So, can Fox, Harper, Castle effectively work together on offense without negating the defense? Phoenix Kane also asked, how has De'Aaron Fox's defense been up until this point? This is kind of a question that was at the beginning of the season, and we still don't actually have an answer because of who. So, Tom, if you don't mind, can I rub your head to look into the future real quick? Okay.
It's a little fuzzy right now.
The things you see on this podcast.
All right. I have a vision. Third eye's open. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Look, this can run effectively with all three of them on the court if they want to. Two things. To Zach's point earlier, De'Aaron Fox is shooting 6 threes at
6.7 threes.
6.7 threes at a 40+% 3-point percentage on there. De'Aaron Fox is also, let me pull up this stat right here, 59.2% at the rim currently, with an overall field goal percentage of 51.7. I'm going to ask y'all a question. There's only one person that's shooting higher than him. Do you guys know who it is?
At the rim?
Yeah. Or field goal percentage overall.
On the team or overall? The whole
In
NBA?
the NBA.
Giannis.
Nope. SGA.
So I was going to say SGA.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox is playing really well right now. And I think one of the things to that is basically the amount of pressure each of these three guys can put on the rim. We've seen Stephon Castle follow up misses with some crazy hang time. Dylan Harper, before he was hurt, he was also shooting close to 50% at the rim for a rookie. I mean, I was already kind of like, yeah, Dylan Harper's making a layup, which I've seen him smoke a few, but I got already used to him making them, and I forgot he was a rookie when he was playing. That being said, Corliss Williamson did something very interesting on defense during the silver and black scrimmage game that I've seen implemented in spurts throughout the season. He put Stephon Castle on Wemby in that game. And I've seen throughout the season, we put our guards on centers.
Happened in Atlanta.
It happened in Atlanta. And I think part of that, now it's not like a full-on, foolproof exam, like we need to do this all the time. But then in that Atlanta Hawks game, I believe it was Harrison Barnes that was guarding down in the post, thinking it's Onyeka Okongwu before he got hurt. And what that does is it is essentially trying to telegraph to the offense, funnel it down to the post immediately. De'Aaron Fox came off the weak side because the pass was high, poked it free for a steal. And so what they're trying to do is bait people into coming down into the post with it and then taking care of it. Now imagine in a world with Victor Wembanyama on the court and you're baiting to the post to a guy who can literally take one step in and he's at the rim. There's a reason why they're doing this. And so to answer your question overall, yes, all three of these guys will be able to play on the court. We already saw Dylan Harper before he went down, had a pretty great catch and shoot percentage from three as well. This is possible. What do you guys got?
Well, of course it's possible. I mean, do I think they needed to use it? Not necessarily either, but I think it's definitely doable, and you mentioned it. My take was if De'Aaron Fox can keep shooting above league average, which league average is 35.9%, if he's going to be above that, shooting 6.7 threes a game, take the threes. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're above league average, like Julian Champagny, if you're going to take 10 threes a game and you're going to make 5 of them, please shoot all you want, because that is way above league average, and that's 50%. That is basically what you asked for that for a guy shooting layups. So, yeah, if you're going to be above league average and you're going to be shooting threes, space the floor out, and if, with one of those guys hitting threes, it allows so much space with the floor. So, look, if Steph Castle's having an off night shooting three, well, look, we got De'Aaron Fox who can pull it. And we've seen that they put in Dylan Harper in the corner, and he's good at those three-point shots in the corner. So I'm not concerned about these 3 guys playing together. I don't think the Spurs will pull it out too much, but there's going to be opportunities where they might need it, might want it, might play small ball. We've seen them go small with Harrison Barnes at the 5. I think that would be a very interesting lineup to have those 3 guys out there, and then Harrison Barnes and Jeremy Sohan, or Harrison Barnes and Julian Champagnie, somebody where it's like, what are we doing here? But this ball's going all over the place. So, yeah, there's options.
So, Zach, you mentioned the jump shooting, three-point shooting for Fox, and that's something that I actually asked him about this week, because I've sort of noticed, and you noticed it too, with the first quarter, there's a lot of shooting in the first quarter, and it seems like, he'll walk into one, he'll shoot an open shot, and it goes in, and it seems to have a really beneficial impact on the team, not just 3 points on the board. And so I asked him if it's basically, is it a confidence thing for you, or is it more about how the defense is playing you? And he said, if I start hitting jump shots, if I start hitting threes, the floodgates open. If I've got the ball, the defender takes a step closer to me, I can drive, it opens up, cutting and driving lanes for everybody else. Same thing off the ball. So by hitting those shots, he's increasing his gravity beyond the three-point arc in a way that really benefits the team. We saw in the Grizzlies game in particular that the offense can be kind of rough if none of those guys are there. I'd rather figure out how to make all 3 of them work together. You sort of mentioned that episode of Small Market Bias from our friend Matt Tynan with Jared Weiss of The Athletic, who's super cool and super knowledgeable, and they spent a lot of time in that show talking about second side offense, right? Where you have Fox and Wemby on one side of the court doing the primary action. That means that there's going to be a lesser defender on the other side of the court guarding Steph Castle. And that's why in those games where we saw the overlap between Castle and Fox, Castle, who to that point had to play a lot more on ball, primary creator, he, the assists went way up and the turnovers went way down when the point guard came in, right? Mm-hmm. And so Steph Castle attacking a defense that is not set, same thing for Dylan Harper. That's going to be the best way for them to make an impact. So there's absolutely ways for it to work. Yeah, that was a really good show. Go listen to it after this one, because it's sort of big picture. And he didn't say they're championship contenders this year, Jared Weiss. He just said when Matt Tynan was like, they're not winning a championship this year, he was like, well, I'm leaving myself open to the possibility, because it's not impossible. The Spurs team could be top 4 in the West.
It's good to have new blood around there with the new perspective. So shout out.
Yeah, he hasn't been around. He hasn't been in the building watching these games a lot like we have. So Jared, I like the positivity.
But it's also we could all get crushed by a meteor right now. We don't know. It's not 100%.
We totally
Nothing's
could.
100%.
We totally could. But I tell you what, we do have to get to 100%. Games coming up this week.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We've talked about the depth of it. This was a great week to truly test out this depth. This week we have 3 games against teams that are currently in the playoffs or play-in contention. We're playing the Suns. Then we got 2 cup games against the Blazers and the Nuggets. Let's kick it off with the Suns. Ever since we first saw them, they're actually pretty good. Even though they went flamethrower mode from 3, they're still top 5 in 3 points made for the season. They've only lost as of last night, or they've only beaten 2 above 500 teams. Us and the Timberwolves. Yeah, well, the T-Wolves have also not beaten an above 500 team.
There we go.
So Grayson Allen right now, as of this recording, is day-to-day, but he's been a flamethrower for them. Dylan Brooks came back and their defense went up to league average. Look, this is a game where the Spurs got to play basically like they did the Hawks. 48 minutes, good ball movement, shoot threes. I think this one especially is going to be a bit of a track meet with this team. And maybe rotate the defenders on Dylan Booker. On Devin Booker. My bad. Yeah, on Devin Booker because he knows how to foul bait these Spurs. What do you guys got?
They're the surprise of the season. Let's just hope they don't shoot 70% from three again. And
that was in the first half.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen again. That caused a lot of issues. The Spurs did have a little comeback coming on deep in the fourth quarter against the Suns last time they played, but I just want them to get their leg back. But to be completely honest, it's not the game I'm worried about this week. So
The Suns very well may shoot 70% from three again, but what won't happen is the thing that was, to me, I think,
quadruple team.
the real story of that first game, which was that they were the first team, and you got to give them credit for really swarming Victor Wembanyama in a way that completely disrupted his flow and thereby the flow of the entire Spurs team. And so, they had the game plan locked in for that, and we've talked about this a little bit. It's easier to get up when you know that you're playing against a guy that everybody's watching because he's so good, right? It's easier to lock in on that than it is to figure out which of the, 5 heads of this Spurs offense are going to come at you for a team that already laid out the blueprint for Vic, right? So this will be a newer challenge for the Suns. I think that the Spurs are going to be a little pissed off about how that first game went and looking to take out some frustration. So
didn't have Fox in it.
Yeah, another shot, and that should be a fun. That's one thing we didn't talk about in that question was the Fox defense, which I think has been really good. His quickness makes him really difficult to turn the corner on, and so Fox on Book, I think,
he's
is
averaging 2 steals a game right now too.
Yeah. Swipe of the Fox, man.
Playing well. Next game. And Zach, we're going to need a little bit of some NBA Cup explanation, but these next 2 games are going to be NBA Cup games. First one against the Blazers. So give us your NBA Cup thoughts.
So right now the Blazers are top of the group because they won the head-to-head battle against the Nuggets last night, or they beat the Nuggets, and the Nuggets beat the Rockets last night. So 1 and 2 are the Trailblazers and Nuggets, and Spurs are sitting third. But the thing that we need to recognize is the Trailblazers are a minus 18-point differential, and the Spurs are plus 10. So if the Spurs take care of business against the Trailblazers on Wednesday, they will automatically jump the Trailblazers just based off the rules of the NBA Cup tiebreaker rules are head-to-head record is the main thing. So if you beat the team that say has a better point differential than you, you still jump them. Then point differential comes into play, and then total points comes into play. So right now, the Spurs, if you're looking at the standings, the Rockets are misclaimed. We don't need to worry about the Rockets because the Spurs beat the Rockets. Even if they win against the Warriors on Wednesday, doesn't matter. They're 2 and 2 out of the Cup standings. The Warriors are 1 and 2 with a minus 27-point differential. So you're almost rooting for the Rockets on Wednesday, anyways, to beat the Warriors, whatnot. If the Spurs beat the Trailblazers on Wednesday, and the Rockets lose, and the Rockets win on Wednesday, then the game on Friday is moot. You're pretty much gotten yourself to a point where you're probably going to get yourself into that quarterfinal game. It's going to be a road game because you're not going to win the group if you lose against the Nuggets. But it's a big game. I think we last year we had a watch party when the Spurs played the Suns and they needed to win to get to the quarterfinals. And first half was awful. The whole game was kind of all over the place. You could tell it was a young team trying to figure out their first kind of big game.
I remember the emotions of that being like, man, stakes.
Right.
Stakes.
Yeah.
The game on Wednesday has those stakes to them, in my personal opinion. That's hey, take care of business. The Blazers aren't a great defensive team, but man, they play good offense, and they're tough to stop. So just take care of business, guys. This is one of those, hey, we got to figure out who we are. This is why you have De'Aaron Fox on the team. Just take care of business.
We got a couple of Spurs reunions in this game with Coach Thiago Splitter doing a great job, especially in light of
Chauncey Billups. I'll just pause on
Whatever
my
it is.
official thoughts on him. City Sissoko, also with this team, and Blake Wesley, who's currently hurt. Interesting team that they are gritty. They have played hard. Not sure about Drew Holiday's status for this game currently. This team is also dealing with some lower extremity soft tissue issues between him and Jeremy Grant. Matisse Thybulle has a hurt thumb, but they're bad in defense. They can put up points, not too great on defense.
They're bottom 20 in every defensive category.
But if Drew Holiday is back, they're going to be very tough to beat. I expect this one, regardless of Drew there, not to also be a track meet with them. It's going to be a little bit of a late night track meet because this game will be in Portland. We're about to have a very road heavy schedule too, by the way.
The West Coast travel. Oh.
Yeah. What do you got, Tom? Anything on this Blazers game?
Yeah, I mean, really, really thrilled for Thiago Splitter. CD Sissoko started last night as this team beat the Warriors, who have looked just awful since what they did in San Antonio, which is hilarious.
It doesn't shock me, though.
No, that's the way it goes. But, yeah, I'm interested to see. It's different because you're not coaching against Pop, right? But I feel like every one of these coaches that goes on to go somewhere else, every time they play San Antonio, they want to show what they learned, you know? And so Thiago Splitter, shout out to Thiago Splitter for taking this, like we could have very easily seen Portland just sort of implode on its own scandal-ridden season, and they haven't done that. They're playing above expectation, and you gotta credit the guy at the top of the org chart for that. So shout out to Thiago Splitter. I think this is a game that, like, you know, if you're the Spurs and you are able to lock in defensively, hold this team under 25 in either the third or fourth quarter, and just keep a steady offensive flow yourself, you should be able to win this game.
Be difficult. They're the third best fourth quarter team in the league, so better bring yourself and lock yourself in for that one.
Speaking of locking yourself in, Nuggets.
Friday night. You mean the Joker who hasn't scored under 25 points since Halloween?
I mean, he's still the best player on the planet, man.
Who's averaging a triple-double?
The guy's incredible. I love watching him.
He's so much fun to watch.
He's got one of the best touches in the league, and he's one of the strongest men in the league. Best passer. This team is really good. They are second in offensive rating. They are sixth in defensive rating. Yeah. This is kind of between them and the Thunder. Just like, yeah, we expect excellence from you, but like respect excellence with these guys. They've only lost 3 games, and there's a very interesting trend with them losing 3 games. I'm pretty sure Wemby is not going to be back by this game. They lose the offensive rebounding battle. That's the only way they've lost 3 games so far this season. So crash those boards, Carter Bryant coming off the weak side, that sort of thing. We'll see. They're usually pretty long. They have some pretty notable injuries, though. Christian Brown is going to be out for a long time. Zach, you were just saying that Aaron Gordon got hurt last night.
He'll be out multiple weeks.
Yeah, I assume they're going to nurse that back as well.
Well, he didn't nurse it back, and he got rehearsed.
Exactly. So I assume they're going to take it easy with him this week. Question for y'all before y'all get into your analysis. There was talk about after Thanksgiving, Dylan Harper comes back. Y'all think this is the Dylan Harper comeback game?
Would be nice. He was on the court shooting. So, I mean, they clearly think he's close. I mean, look, I'm not to like crash your analysis. They need to win on Wednesday so this game doesn't matter. As simple as that.
Well, they all matter.
They do matter, but I think with this being a cup game, if they take care of business on Wednesday, then you kind of give yourself playing with house money, which is always nice to be with a young team. That's
you got to respect the cup, Zach. You say that, I don't know if you're respecting the cup.
He's respecting the cup more than everything else.
Yeah.
He's saying make sure it doesn't matter because he doesn't care about the 82 right now. Yeah. It's just about the cup.
Just about the cup, dude. We're locked into. We want to get to the quarterfinals of the cup.
Yeah.
I'm a cup guy.
I'm a Cup guy too, man.
That's great.
And we're leaving here with something this year. And if it's the Cup, it's the Cup.
Yeah.
All right, I love that. What do
You
got,
don't want to
Tom?
see this team in the Cup.
Yeah, you don't want to see us in the Cup.
I think, I mean, the Nuggets are right there with the Thunder in terms of best teams in the West and in the league right now. The Gordon thing is a serious injury. I think he's been sort of 2A with Jamal Murray for that team, and especially what he does on the defensive end of the floor, where the Nuggets have been pretty good. Like the Nuggets are a good defensive team this year, despite all of the flack that Jokic gets. But Aaron Gordon has been a big part of that team defense. It's going to be a big challenge of a game. Jokic, I was thinking about Jokic. You were talking about the touch. He's like simultaneously the Steph Curry and the Shaq of Boris Diaw.
Yep.
That's a great way to look at it.
You know, like, which I think as I'm saying that out loud, it's like, oh, he's the greatest of all time. Like he like
Well-
just like
well,
like what? But
if you're
he's definitely
basing it on
the
what
greatest right now.
if you're basing that off how we talk about Boris Diaw and Steph Curry, then he shit.
Yeah, no, he's ridiculous. So it'll be a team effort. It'll be Lou Cornett stay out of foul trouble type stuff.
Yes.
As far as your question about Dylan Harper potentially getting back, I don't think that an organization like the Spurs, just based on what I've seen from them, when you start to see when the media starts to see a guy on the court running through drills, they wouldn't let us see that if he was like, super far away.
Well, it's like they
Right.
did the same thing with De'Aaron Fox. When De'Aaron Fox showed up and
It's the soft launch. It's
Right.
the boyfriend's hand on the Instagram story and 2 drinks on the table kind of thing.
damn.
I just think it'd be kind of a tough game to like bring him back. You're gonna already have some conditioning issues just because it's been on his leg, and then be like, go run at altitude now. I think that's
Or-
a little hard to do.
Or is that the best way to get conditioning back? Is saying, hey, go run at altitude.
Zach, depending on how much the Spurs respect the Cup like you do, like, we'll see.
I'm a Cup guy. All about the Cup.
You are throwing out things that I'm trying to hold back on jokes.
No, that's the point. That's the point.
Give your jokes in the comments.
Yeah, make all the jokes you want. Call me fat. Whatever you want to do.
With that being said, all right, what do you guys got for this week? What are you putting out there, Zach?
2-1.
Which one we dropping?
Denver.
Okay. Our own positive Pete
Yeah, here
here.
he goes.
I think that's probably right. But I am sort of,
Oh, Tom's so.
No
Tom.
fucking way,
Tom's
dude.
so locked, dude.
I don't know. I mean,
If he gets this right again, lottery ticket next week on live.
I just that AG piece is like, without that I would say 2-1. With that,
Just say it, Tom.
let's go 3-0.
Why are you
Let's
forcing
do
it?
it.
Just
Let's
say
do it. Let's do
Jesus
it. Why not?
Christ.
Why not?
Yeah, we know what you're doing. They watch the show. They know you do this every week. You
Our-
tinker with it.
Our own edger, Tom Pacheco.
Our own edger.
I'm on the edge of
going.
glory.
I'm going 2-1 as well. I think we dropped the Nuggets. I would love to see a get back game against the Suns. With that being said, it's been another great episode. What do you guys, Tom? You got to keep it quick with what you want to say on the way out. You've been edging this whole time.
Yeah.
So.
No, not much. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Great. Glad you got that, Tom. Zach.
Just want to say it is Thanksgiving week. Just want to say we're thankful for everybody who watches, tunes in, comments, likes, subscribes, does whatever that involves this podcast or in this community we built. So we're just so thankful for everybody. And I'm thankful for y'all and just thankful for a lot of things in my life. So thanks.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning into this. If you are driving, be safe out there. There's going to be a lot of people on the road, especially going to see their families. Put this on. Share this with a friend. Share this with an enemy. As
When
we always
somebody
say.
asks at the Thanksgiving table, what are you thankful for? Tell them the Silver and Black Coffee Hour, an Austin-based San Antonio Spurs podcast. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies, especially at your own Thanksgiving table.
But then be thankful for your family too.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. We're out.
The 22nd,
It's 22nd.
1122. A dividend of 22.
Wow.
11 times 2 is 22.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great.
Put 2025 in there, and it's all sorts of math.
Yeah, then 2025 is divided by 9, which is 225, which is also divided by 9, which is 25, which is then divided by 5, which is 5.
AB, are you all right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Is he a number counter? Wait,
Hold
Have
on.
I never told you all
Hold
about
on.
this?
What the fuck just happened? What just happened? He hit live to do that, to get it recorded. Yeah, I knew what you're doing.
No.
Tell me you just made some of that up.
No, that's all facts.
And your brain just works like that?
Every time I see numbers, I divide them down to their lowest common denominator.
I think AB has autism.
What's that one? What's that one? 1034.
517 divided by 2.
517 is prime.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it.
It is? Of course it is. What?
I like planes and cars and trains. AB's like, let me get these numbers and divide them down as low as I can.
This is coming from somebody who used to do long division for fun.
You did?
Yeah,
And you don't get this?
I do. I just didn't.
It's 1050. You know what 1050 is divided by 7? 150. Divided by 3, that's 50. Divided by 10, that's 5.
What the fuck? All right. Let's go.
I didn't even come here to do math.
Yeah.
man.
It's not even 11 o'clock on a Saturday.
This is a great outtake.
I haven't even.
Yeah,
I haven't even told you all about my word stuff.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
want to
need
know.
a whole other show.
Yeah,
for
I
that
don't want to
shit.
know after what you just did.